Thanks for tuning in to the Spec Designs podcast. We have a very important topic to discuss today for any service-based business.
Oh, it really is. And frankly, if you own a service business,
Mm-hmm.
whether you're in HVAC, plumbing, roofing, or landscaping,
Yeah.
the ground has, well, it's effectively shifted under your feet.
And we're not just talking about some small algorithm update, are we? This sounds bigger.
Much bigger. This isn't a new button on a website.
Yeah.
We are talking about a fundamental change in human behavior.
That feels like a big claim to start with. Fundamental change. Usually we see these small incremental updates. A faster phone, a better camera. But you're saying the actual way a homeowner finds a plumber has changed.
It has. And to really get it, you have to look at the calendar. It's January 2026. And the headline from the blog articles we're looking at today is that browsing is, well, it's effectively dead.
The idea of just scrolling through websites.
Gone. The era of typing a keyword, getting 10 blue links, and leisurely clicking through websites to read long About Us pages,
Yeah.
that is history.
I can actually see that in my own life. I don't browse for emergency services. I don't sit there comparing, fonts on websites. I just ask.
Exactly. You ask. It's the ask and answer model. We've moved from a search economy to an answer economy. And the catalyst for this, the thing that really cemented it, is the integration between Apple's Siri and Google's Gemini models.
Okay, let's unpack this because this is the heavy hitter technically. For years, we've looked at Apple and Google like they were, bitter rivals.
Right. Montagues and Capulets.
You picked a side, green bubble or blue bubble. But now the blog suggests they are
What?
collaborating.
Collaborating might be a strong word, but they are certainly entangled in a way that matters for every business owner. Apple is upgrading Siri to be a truly capable AI assistant. And to do that, they are reportedly utilizing Google's Gemini models to handle the complex reasoning.
So Siri's getting a brain transplant, basically.
That's a great way to put it. It understands context, nuance, and intent much better than the old Siri ever did.
So Siri provides the brain. It understands what I mean when I'm frantic. But a brain needs memory. It needs facts.
Precisely. And that is the so what for everyone listening.
Yeah.
Siri can understand the question, find me a furnace repairman near me who is open right now, perfectly. It knows you're a cold. It knows you need help immediately. But Siri doesn't inherently know who is open.
It needs a database.
It needs a source of truth to pull that answer from.
And despite Apple Maps existing, the blog argues that the richest, most up-to-date source of that local data is still Google.
It is the Google Business Profile ecosystem. I mean, Google has spent decades mapping the world, verifying businesses, collecting reviews. So you have this fascinating convergence where an iPhone user who might never touch an Android device is relying on an AI that is pulling validity signals from Google's data.
That really simplifies the strategy for a business owner, doesn't it? I think a lot of people tear their hair out thinking they need an Apple Maps strategy and a Google strategy.
And a Bing strategy. Yeah, you can get through all that noise. You need a data strategy.
Yeah.
Specifically, a Google Business Profile strategy.
Yeah.
Think of your profile as a radio signal. If that profile is messy, incomplete, or, hasn't been touched since 2023, you are broadcasting static.
Weak signals. I remember that term from the article.
Right, weak signals. And here's the kicker. AI hates static. If Siri, powered by Gemini, looks at your data and sees conflicting hours or a phone number that doesn't match your website, it doesn't just rank you lower. It ignores you.
It just skips you entirely.
It wants to give the user a confident answer. It wants to say, here is the solution. If you look like a gamble, you just disappear.
That is a terrifying thought. You could be the best electrician in the zip code, best trucks, most skilled crew, fairest prices, but if your digital signal is weak, you're invisible to the AI.
In this 2026 landscape, if the AI can't verify you, you basically don't exist. You're a ghost.
Okay, let's pivot from the machine side to the human side. Because even if the AI serves you up, a human being still has to tap that button. The blog brings up this idea of the 10-second decision. Is it really that fast?
It's frighteningly fast, actually. We have to remember the psychology of the customer. This isn't someone shopping for a new TV or researching a vacation for weeks.
Right. There's water on the floor. The AC is blowing hot air in July. It's an emergency.
Exactly. The cortisol levels are high. They are panic scanning. They aren't reading your mission statement or checking if you support local charities. They're looking for specific trust signals that lower their anxiety. And they make that call in about 10 seconds.
Okay, but devil's advocate here. I'm a business owner. I spent $10,000 on a beautiful website a few years ago. Drone footage, my biography, a blog about pipe maintenance. Does that not matter in this panic scan?
I'm saying that in many cases, for that initial contact, the customer never even sees it. It's what we call a zero-click search. They search, they see the map pack, they see the reviews, and they hit call.
They never even visit the URL.
Never. Your Google Business Profile is your homepage now.
So that 10-second audition happens entirely on the Google Maps listing.
Entirely. If you don't pass the test there, they never get to your fancy website.
Then we need to ace that audition. Let's list the boxes we have to check. What are the non-negotiables for those 10 seconds?
Number one, inevitably, is social proof. Star ratings and review counts. But the blog makes a crucial distinction here. It's not just about having a 5.0 rating. It's about recency.
So a glowing 5-star review from 2022 doesn't cut it.
It might actually hurt you. If I see a business where the last review was 3 years ago, I subconsciously wonder, are they still in business? Did management change? A 4.8 rating with a review from last week is infinitely more powerful than a 5.0 with one from 3 years ago.
That's a great insight. Recency implies activity. It implies you're currently operating at a high level. What else?
Photos. And this is where so many people get it wrong. They upload stock photos.
The guy in the perfectly clean blue overalls giving a thumbs up.
Lapses. Exactly.
Yeah.
The smiling model with a wrench.
Okay.
Customers can smell that a mile away. It feels fake. They want proof of life. They want to see your branded truck parked in a driveway. They want to see your actual staff in their uniforms.
It's amazing how much trust a simple photo of a truck creates. It just says, we're real, we have equipment, we go to people's houses.
Correct. It grounds the business in reality. Then you have service categories. If I need an HVAC contractor, I don't want to see handyman. I want a specialist. And then maybe the most critical one for the panic search, operating hours. Specifically that little open now tag.
This seems so basic, but I see it messed up all the time.
It's the #1 deal breaker. If it's 6:000 p.m. and your profile says closed at 5:00 p.m., I'm scrolling right past you. Even if you personally answer your phone 24/7, if Google thinks you're closed, Siri thinks you're closed, you lose the lead.
So we've got reviews, photos, categories, hours, and I'm assuming the visible phone number is the final piece of the puzzle.
The tap to call button. It's the holy grail.
Yeah.
If that button isn't front and center, or if the number is wrong, game over.
So we've established the stakes. Siri needs the data. The customer demands the data. And the crazy thing is, setting up a Google Business Profile is free. It doesn't cost a dime. So why does the blog highlight so many businesses getting this wrong?
It's the classic set and forget trap. It's just human nature. You start the company, you verify the listing, you upload a logo, and you say, great, I'm on Google. And then you go back to work.
You don't touch it for 5 years.
Right. But the internet is a living organism. Google changes things. Competitors emerge. Customers ask questions. If you aren't gardening, weeds grow. And the blog outlines these specific lead leaks, places where businesses are just quietly losing money because of neglect.
Let's run through these leaks. What is the most common technical error you see?
Oh, the wrong primary category. You get to choose one primary category in Google and then several supporting ones. That primary category carries the most weight.
Give me an example of how someone messes that up.
Okay, let's say you run a tree removal service. That's your bread and butter, the high-margin work. But you set your primary category to landscaper because, you also do a bit of that.
Okay.
When a homeowner yells at Siri, I need a tree removed immediately, the algorithm is going to prioritize businesses categorized specifically as tree service. You might be the best tree guy in town, but you categorized yourself right out of the running.
That's a subtle difference, but it sounds incredibly expensive. You're telling the AI you're a generalist when the customer wants a specialist.
Incredibly expensive and lost opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's the service area issue. This is where business owners can get a little greedy.
Les, I can picture it. I want customers from everywhere. I'll drive anywhere for a check.
Exactly. They list every zip code in the state.
Mm-hmm.
Town's 2 hours away. But Google knows where you are, and the user knows a plumber 2 hours away isn't local. If your service area is too broad, you dilute your relevance. You look like spam.
So the advice is, keep it tight. List the areas where you actually drive your trucks.
Yes. Relevance beats reach every time. Then we have the NIP issues. Name, address, phone number.
This sounds so basic. How do people mess up their own phone number?
It's usually inconsistencies over time. Maybe you moved offices 3 years ago, or maybe your Facebook page has an old tracking number, your website has your cell, and Google has the office line. Google sees 3 different numbers, and its trust score for you just drops.
Because it doesn't know which one is real.
It doesn't. So it hesitates to recommend you. And as we said, hesitation means invisibility.
What about engagement? You mentioned recency earlier. What happens if a business just goes silent?
Inactivity is a killer. The blog mentions the Q&A section specifically. This is a feature Google uses heavily now. Anyone can ask a question on your profile. Do you guys do emergency calls? Do you offer financing?
And who answers those?
That's the scary part. If you don't answer them, anyone can. A random user, a local guide who thinks they know, even a competitor.
Wait, really? So a customer could ask, are you open on Sundays? And some random person says no, and that just sits there on my profile.
Yes. And if you, the business owner, aren't monitoring that, you have incorrect information sitting there driving customers away, and you don't even know it's happening.
That's terrifying. It's like having a graffiti artist writing closed on your storefront window.
Yeah.
And you never bother to wipe it off because you're too busy working inside.
That is the perfect analogy.
Hmm.
And that leads us to the solution. The article presents what they call the 2026 checklist.
I love a good checklist, but is this something a business owner can actually do themselves?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
No degree required. But it requires a mindset shift. You have to view your profile as digital janitorial work. It's not glamorous, but if you don't do it, the building falls apart.
Okay, let's break down the maintenance list. What are the daily or monthly habits?
First, audit your categories. Make sure your primary and supporting categories match what you actually do today, not what you did 5 years ago.
Right.
Check. Then visuals. The checklist says monthly for photos.
Monthly seems like a lot.
It signals to the algorithm that you're active. It doesn't have to be professional photography. Take a picture of the team at a job site, a new piece of equipment, just feed the beast.
And hours, especially with holidays.
Absolutely. Memorial Day, Labor Day, 4th of July. If you are closed, mark it. If you're open, mark it. Be proactive.
Now, let's talk about reviews again. This makes people nervous. How do you manage reviews?
You need a process. The checklist suggests asking for reviews right after a win. When the customer is happy, their heat is back on. But the maintenance part is the reply. You have to apply to every single review.
Even the good ones. Just a thanks, great job.
Especially the good ones. And do it fast. It shows engagement. And if you get a bad one, and you will, a calm, professional reply is vital. You aren't replying for that angry customer. You are replying for the next one.
That's a great perspective. You're performing for the audience, not the heckler.
Exactly. So regular updates, checking Q&A, uploading photos, auditing categories.
Just listening to this, I can almost hear the collective groan of every small business owner tuning in right now.
Class, I can hear it too.
They're thinking, I am fixing furnaces, I am managing a crew, I'm trying to get invoices out, and now you want me to be a social media manager for Google Maps.
It's a valid complaint. Time is the scarcest resource for a trade business. Every hour you spend uploading photos is an hour you aren't billing for work.
And most owners are experts in their trade, not in digital marketing. They want to turn wrenches, not click mouses.
Right. And that is why the article highlights the do-it-for-you option provided by Spec Designs.
Let's talk about that, because at some point, you have to decide what your time is worth. Spec Designs offers a management service. What does that actually look like?
It is a monthly service priced at $2.99 per month. And I think the positioning here is interesting. They aren't promising magic rankings.
I appreciate that. The internet is full of people promising #1 on Google in 24 hours.
Exactly. Those are usually scams. Spec Designs is promising consistency and protection. They are promising to do the digital janitorial work that you don't have time to do.
So for that $2.99, what are they actually doing?
It's surprisingly comprehensive. It starts with the profile cleanup and optimization, fixing those categories, attributes, all that static.
Cool.
But then they handle the ongoing stuff.
Like the photos and updates.
Yes. They provide photo guidance, tell you what to shoot, and then they handle the uploads. They create the regular posts and offers to keep the profile alive.
And the reputation management, the review replies.
That's a huge part of the value. They respond to reviews, protecting your reputation.
Yeah.
They also monitor that Q&A section we were worried about.
So they're the ones wiping the graffiti off the window so you don't have to.
Precisely.
Yeah.
But there's one more feature the blog mentions that I think is worth the price of admission alone. They watch for public edits.
We didn't touch on this. What's a public edit?
Well, the public or, unscrupulous competitors can suggest edits to your listing. They can suggest this place is permanently closed or their phone number changed.
That seems like a massive flaw in the system.
It's designed to keep data accurate, assuming people are helpful. It's a feature, not a bug, in Google's eyes. But if you don't catch those suggestions, Google might accept them. Suddenly, your listing says closed. Spec Designs monitors for those edits to make sure your phone number doesn't break.
Wow. That really is an insurance policy. It's security.
It is. And they provide reporting on calls and clicks, so you can actually see the return on investment. You aren't just guessing if it's working.
Who is this best for? Is this for the local pizza shop or?
The blog specifically mentions local service businesses: HVAC, plumbing, roofing, landscaping, electrical. Basically, anyone where the customer has an urgent need and is looking for a local solution. It's also great for businesses in competitive cities, or if you have a new location that needs to get traction fast.
It sounds like a calculation of opportunity cost. If one missed job is worth $500 or $1,000 and this service costs $299, preventing just one lead leak pays for the service.
That's the math. It's about more visibility, more calls, and fewer surprises. You pay the fee, and you know that when Siri goes looking for an answer, your hand is raised.
If our listeners are nodding along and thinking, please, just take this off my plate, where should they go?
The call to action is very direct. Go to www.getrealleads.net. You can start the process there.
www.getrealleads.net. Easy enough.
It really is about recognizing where your value lies.
Yeah.
As a business owner, your value is in front of the customer, solving their problem. It's not in fighting with a verification code on Google Maps.
Laughs. Let the experts handle the semantics, you handle the pipes.
Exactly.
So as we wrap this up, I want to circle back to the beginning. The year is 2026. The tech has leaped forward. We have AI models talking to each other. But the fundamental rule of business hasn't actually changed, has it?
No, it hasn't. The medium has changed, but the message hasn't. The rule is trust. Whether it's a sophisticated AI model or a stressed-out homeowner, they're both looking for the same thing, a signal of trust. They want to know you are real, you are capable, and you are there.
And the Google business profile is that signal.
It's the foundation. If you connect the dots, we see that Apple and Google are essentially conspiring to make local search faster and more accurate. That's good for the consumer, but it raises the bar for the business. You can't hide anymore. You have to show up, look professional, and be active.
And you have to do it fast. That 10-second countdown is always ticking.
It is. Every time someone pulls out their phone, a timer starts. Your profile either wins that race or it doesn't.
It's a sobering thought, but also an empowering one because it's solvable. It's not magic, it's maintenance.
Correct. It's just work. And you can either do the work yourself or you can hire someone like Spec Designs to do it for you. But the one thing you cannot do in 2026 is ignore it.
I think that's the perfect place to leave it. The set and forget era is officially over.
Well put.
Thank you for listening to the Spec Designs podcast. Please follow and subscribe and contact Spec Designs with any questions or blog topics that you want to know more about.